What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, The Walking Dead, Season 11, the final season of The Walking Dead, episode number 12, and, you know, I'm having a little bit of trouble kind of connecting to this Commonwealth storyline.
A little bit,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it's the storyline as a whole. I don't know if it's like because it's super political. I don't know if it's because it's lacking kind of like the action from maybe some of the previous threats, which, I mean, the Whisperers were probably one of my favorite groups overall ever in this show. It's definitely up there.
They were terrifying.
And I feel like that storyline leading into that, I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know what's going on. But last episode, I will give it up to Eugene. He was absolutely spectacular in that episode. He was so good. The emotion, you just feel everything that he's dealing with, because I'm sure everyone out there at some point in their life has felt some sort of betrayal, whether it's a significant other or someone that you liked and you thought you were going down the, like,
ghosted.
It was believable. It felt like you felt him being like, what the fuck is going on? I thought he absolutely crushed the role.
Yeah.
Like, that episode was so strong. But that said, I feel like it was super predictable from the beginning. You kind of knew where it was going. You knew it was going to be all covered up. You knew he was going to kind of stumble upon all the things and then realize that that's not the real Stephanie, something that we've known for a long time, or at least assumed for a long time. It was pretty clear. I don't know if they tried to hide it, but like, even the moment we met them at Commonwealth and he was getting that ice cream, it was
the
like,
ice
okay,
cream. Yeah,
that was
ice cream.
That was a really big flag. But you kind of felt going down that road was going to happen, and things, it happened way quicker than I thought. I wasn't sure we were going to get all of that in one episode, where he was going to literally figure out the entire operation all in basically like a day, it felt like.
And confront the people.
And have them just be like,
and
doesn't matter.
Whatever.
You signed this document basically saying you were crazy and about the whole situation, and who's going to believe you over us kind of thing. It's a difficult spot for sure, because he was an easy mark. They took advantage of it, and he's coming to the realization, shit, what exactly is going to play out now?
I feel dirty for Eugene. I really do. Like, this person, I mean, I'm just going to make the assumption that they were romantic with each other. They slept together.
I mean, they were, that episode started with them in the same bed.
Okay, so. But they were in the same bed. I don't know if they actually, yeah, buddy. I don't know if they actually, were intimate. So how are you in the apocalypse? Why? It's not like you're getting paid. It seems like a lot. Like, you really, you gave it up as a fake for what? I
mean, it was all a front to get all the information.
I know, but that's a lot.
It even got to the point where she was reading his novel, like what he was writing.
Well, said, I love you.
Like, I mean, that's where, like, you didn't feel... I guess, like, when I went back and edited it, it didn't feel like a real I love you.
Okay.
Which is where I feel like things really kind of escalated. That was the point. Like, even what's-his-name was talking about, like, we tried to, like, cut this off. We tried to rip the Band-Aid off as quickly as possible, but you didn't stop. You kept going, and, even when we kind of made her disappear, you didn't stop. That was kind of the moment where it was like, come live with me. Here's my key to my place. I love you. It just escalated so quickly, and they had to have expected that with Eugene, considering everything they knew about him and the reason that he was the one that they marked and tried to get all this information from. I mean, I'm sure she doesn't feel great about doing what she did.
I mean, I hope she doesn't, because I couldn't do that.
I don't get the vibe that most of the folks in Commonwealth are doing things that they necessarily want to do.
True.
I think they're doing things because
they have to.
Not even just that, but they've got such a great setup, it feels like. Things are safe. They're getting food, they've got medicine and doctors and jobs, and like, they've got security, and that goes a really long way, especially this deep into the apocalypse.
That's true. I mean, I always forget about all that stuff when you're in this type of situation, and it's like, I guess.
I'm just waiting for the big whammy, I guess. Like, what exactly is this all leading towards? Because we talked about it last episode, all of our folks are kind of up in the mix and kind of causing some chaos.
we do.
causing a little bit of trouble. And you know, Carol's got the relationship now with Lance. Like, he's pulling her into things and like bringing her on trips. Like, we saw this big poppy farm and that whole situation, which that was just kind of odd, the whole situation. And the dude who was kind of running it, I don't really know about all that. But we've got Connie, she's a reporter. That's her job. And she's really good at her job, and she has some history, and she's digging really hard into figuring out everything that went down with this server, the soldier guy, and she got a list of names, and I zoomed in while editing. I didn't see any names on there that I recognized, but I'm also not an encyclopedia for really anything. So did you guys see anything in there? Were there any names that kind of jumped out at you? But she's pushing hard. Eugene was pushing hard. Like, Carol's getting pulled into things. I worry for our crew who's there.
And Princess.
Oh, and Princess. Like, she
got totally wrapped up in all the Eugene shit.
Yeah, and Mercer is even in a situation now where he feels like he's out of the loop, which is really weird. Because it felt like this dude was like at the top. Like, he was in charge. Like, obviously not the one running everything.
He was the best of the best of the best.
Sir. But it was one of those things where it felt like he was one of the top dogs and he was like in charge and running things and knew everything about everything that was going on. And then when Patient got moved, he was like, hey, they're not supposed to move without my authority.
Right.
And he's like, well, obviously he can be. So I feel like there's a lot of weird shit going on.
And Stephanie is his sister.
Yeah, and so she came and talked to Eugene while he's burning all his shit, all the pictures, and burned his script and all this stuff. And like, where is that going to go? Is there a group of people? This is, I think, the big question. Because we know there's like this underground revolt that's building.
Right.
There's this stuff that against the Commonwealth, resist the Commonwealth. We know that's there. But is there a group of people like Stephanie, Lance maybe, who maybe are part of all of that, but they're all being really good and kind of like secretive and kind of playing the role of like mole, like doing their jobs the way they're supposed to be doing their jobs, yet they're kind of feeding information and kind of the ones fueling this revolution that's about to take place, I feel like, very soon. Like, I feel like that's very possible.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you gotta have people on the inside and the outside.
Well, right, because the Stephanie feels like she's Pamela Milton's assistant, and she was the one talking to Eugene. It feels like that was another force job where it's like, you're going to do this, and you're not going to say no because you like your position and your status within the community, but you know what you did was wrong. So you go and seek out Eugene and be like, hey, I'm the one you were talking to. Like, where's that conversation going to go? Mm-hmm. What is going to happen? Because even when she was held hostage for that few seconds, she said a couple things that brought up some red flags. So this revolt's playing out. I'm, again, trying my best to kind of get engaged in the Commonwealth storyline. I am very curious to see where it goes. It's just up to this point, it just hasn't been like, oh my God, like, what has happened? Like, it's like a level of curiosity that's just kind of like tamed a little bit for now.
I get it.
And we got Maggie, who's over at Hilltop, and we got to see what's going on there. And, you know, other people around communities and other folks. And
Daryl.
Yeah. I mean, Daryl's doing his thing, but he's like security guy. Mm-hmm. So him and Rosita doing their jobs. But yeah, it feels like there's a lot of people in place doing things just to do it, just to stay safe. But it also feels like those people are kind of part of the potential revolution that's going to go against Commonwealth and the politicians and those who kind of lead the group right now. So kind of curious to see where it goes. We're going to jump into this episode?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It was just dumb luck, honestly. I found the radio parts in a dumpster behind the municipal building. They'd never be left there for security reasons. So someone clearly thought it was trash. But it wasn't trash. It just needed some love.
Eugene's a really smart dude. You don't think at any point he ever could have
suspected,
but like recognized voices or.
The ice cream shop with the most marvelous batch of black raspberry ice cream.
The Inside Scoop. I used to go there all the time. Hell, we might have been there on the same day.
All right, so she wasn't put in a position to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we started talking.
Eugene, my people are uber cautious.
Truth is, Stephanie, I'd just very much like to meet you.
But then my brother got involved. And he was...
Damn it. Want to know what I did today? I investigated a massive communications breach. Apparently, someone on an unauthorized radio station has been talking to a rogue community outside of our walls. Tell me it wasn't you. Please tell me that you were not about to sneak out to meet some stranger at a rail yard. It's dangerous for everyone at the Commonwealth, but especially for me and you. You better pray Hornsby doesn't realize that was your voice.
I knew I'd crossed a line. And with Hornsby on the prowl, getting out to see you was impossible. And then you turn up with some other girl calling herself Stephanie, using my words, my voice.
Excuse me. It wouldn't happen to be Rocky Road there, would it?
I mean, his voice is easy to recognize.
Very recognizable.
Yeah. So they went all the way behind her back
Yeah.
to set all this up.
Then Hornsby came to see Pamela.
And he was buzzing about you and Alexandria. I never...
What's he planning?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's not Ken the Loop at all.
Big guy in the orange armor who hates me? That's your brother?
Yes, but Eugene.
And you? You're Stephanie?
I'm Max. There is no Stephanie.
Man, I feel so bad for Eugene.
He's going through a literal lot. Like, I bet he feels like he's having a breakdown.
Yeah, 100%. And he probably feels like he's taken some, like, crazy pills and just...
Well, that's what I mean.
Like,
having a
Twilight
breakdown.
Zone, like, this isn't really happening kind of shit, because the last thing you want is to be responsible for something bad happening to your community.
Yeah, to an entire community.
All for a girl. Yeah. But it's interesting that she literally has no idea about any of the stuff that's happening.
Right.
It's like they found out that there was communication happening and they went around her.
Well, and then she thought that Eugene was with that other person.
Yeah.
Like, had no idea that he was being set up.
Right. So there's a lot that's going on in this community that no one has any clue about.
Right.
These communities are perfect for what we're envisioning.
What you're envisioning, I'm not convinced we need to stretch our resources like this. Grow your empire further than your power can extend and lose your empire.
I don't think it's quite that dramatic.
How's this for dramatic? This doesn't go well, we're out. These people are free to stay with us permanently, or they can go home and finish their own repairs.
There's enough to do at home without having to worry about a couple of small communities in another state.
Aaron, Pamela Milton, a pleasure.
Alexandria was a self-sustaining ecological community.
Who was the engineer?
No one, actually. We got the plans from the leader of an allied community, Maggie. Some of our people studied the blueprints and we built it.
How do you keep a place like this safe with being so isolated?
Wasn't easy. Fought a lot of fights.
You were one of the leaders here?
Yeah, we all were.
What'd you do before all this?
Didn't matter. At least not to us anymore.
Yeah, see?
She looks just how I remember her.
What, you knew her?
We used to cross paths
Deanna.
quite a bit in philanthropy circles back in the day.
Who's Deanna?
She, however, was born to run things. What was she like as a leader?
She brought us in. We'd never met anybody like that before.
You admire her.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, she built all this for us. Something worth fighting for.
But it fell.
Yeah, but we always brought it right back.
It fell more than one.
Yeah.
We've got a breach.
I got it.
How did you lose, Deanna?
She was bit.
Did she turn?
We had to put her down, yes.
I think I've seen enough here.
So, nothing but water morning of, no food, no solids. We need you on an empty stomach.
Doc, we're just here for a routine checkup.
I was told this is pre-op blood work. Make sure he's stable enough for the surgery.
Surgery? Take out this tumor. Did now on tell you?
I thought I was still on the list.
Now you're at the top of that list.
Carol got her. Wow. Guess it wasn't as hard as we thought it would be. Man, I hope this works for him and he could be.
Back to his old self again.
Just not to worry about seeing him every episode possibly dying.
This is so freaking awesome!
I love Jerry.
How did this happen? Maybe it's coincidence, maybe it's a clerical error, maybe it's divine intervention. You think you deserve a little luck?
Yeah.
Dude, she's getting pedicures in the freaking...
See, Commonwealth treats their people good.
Apparently.
I mean, you have to pay for it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
You're blessed to have this at your doorstep.
We know.
Wow.
Oh, Oceanside.
Yeah, well,
I heard how Oceanside came to be.
When was the last time we were here?
I don't remember.
I'm excited to have you as partners of the Commonwealth.
We spoke to Maggie Reed, leader of Hilltop. She told us she's not partnered with you all.
We offered Hilltop the same agreement as with Alexandria, but Maggie declined.
Alexandria's gone its own way before, but Hilltop and Maggie have always been there for us. We renewed our mutual protection pact, and I'm gonna honor it. If Maggie decides to partner with you, we will too, out of respect for her. Otherwise, Oceanside's a no.
Uh-oh. This isn't going well.
Nope.
The more I think about Lance, the more I'm not sure about what his position is.
Right?
Like when he's talking to Eugene with those like really bugged out eyes and like big smile, I don't trust him and I don't know what to think.
Right.
But like during these moments, I feel like he's trying to like disrupt what Pamela's doing.
Right.
So I don't know what the deal is with him.
You must be Maggie.
Yeah. Maggie's not going to want help from them.
No.
Is that why something's going to happen and Daryl's going to show up in uniform? Seeming forceful?
Right.
Why do you trust these people?
So as we do. But when do I ever?
Fair enough.
It's good to see Alexandria getting cleaned up, though. At least their word meant something.
There's like 50,000 people living there. At least 49.9 seem like decent enough folks. You sure you don't want to come with us?
Hey, sorry to interrupt. The forward unit picked up a swarm. We have some extra rifles with us. So while they're handling that, Governor Milton proposed that we all go hunting.
I don't want to do anything with you, dude. This seems like such a fucking joke. Like, these people are out here, like, doing everything they can to fucking survive, and this bitch is in...
It's like an amusement park for her. It
Yes!
It almost feels like a Jurassic Park type of scenario where it's like, I'm gonna come see dinosaurs. I want to go see walkers. Like, again, it just all seems so fake.
I've met so many communities and I still can't figure out what makes some lucky and able to fight off the world while others can't.
I don't believe in luck.
That's interesting.
I'm sensing more of an opinion.
I mean, luck is about opportunity. I don't know anybody who's had more opportunity than you.
I didn't want to come on this tour. I have thousands of people under my care, and that responsibility keeps me up at night. Your communities are small by our standards. Meeting all of you, hearing all your stories, has confirmed what I've always believed. There is a natural order to things that has vanished, and that order needs to be restored. It provides a future for our kids. I'm offering you the same thing your mutual protection pact with Oceanside did. Someone who has your back.
Don't forget, she's a politician. So she's real good at this.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't trust her. I don't trust any of them.
What did you do?
I didn't.
My debt was wiped out.
Hornsby owed me a favor.
It's cheating. Why would you do that?
Because I don't want you to die?
Carol?
Those lines are a lie. Do you think Pamela Milton would think twice before doing the same thing for her shitty son?
Have you been inside that hospital, Carol? Because if you had been, you'd see all those people suffering, waiting for treatment.
I really kind of wish Ezekiel would just accept this.
I know,
like, I know he's a really good dude.
Bad. Lesser men have been given more and done nothing with it. You are not a lesser man.
Like, I get why he feels that way. I just want him to be excited.
Yeah.
So you like it here?
We all get to be together and everyone's safe, so it works for now. I miss going outside the walls. I miss the freedom that we used to have. But it'll come when Alexandria's fixed back up, then people will have choices, and that's good, you know?
Stephanie isn't missing. She just broke up with me. She broke up.
Shit, he's not gonna be real with her.
Yeah.
Your friend, she like torturing herself out here?
This place used to be really special. It's going through hard times now, but it'll be back up and running.
Guess not all places are as lucky as Alexandria.
Not all places are as lucky as Commonwealth.
Commonwealth ain't perfect, bro. Just don't get too comfortable. The only reason you're out of your armor is because someone thought it'd be good for appearances. You got your role to play, I got mine.
Yep, appearances.
Here when you wake up.
Pizza, ice cream, works. No, pineapple.
Ah, you suck.
Pineapple on pizza makes no sense.
Damn right it doesn't.
Bullshit. Ezekiel, you've just come down a notch.
I knew I loved him.
You get out all this. It's like pretend the obvious isn't staring us in the face. You're in over your head.
You don't know me very well.
Now you're smart enough to know a good offer when you hear it. And I'm smart enough to know I've just pissed you off.
You haven't answered my question.
The first time I went to Alexandria, I could see it. The potential. Maggie, do you really believe that Hilltop, as it currently stands, is the best you'll ever have? Or Alexandria, or even Oceanside? Imagine being able to pick her schlep from a concert at the Commonwealth. Take him to a doctor's appointment in Alexandria. Jump on a boat at Oceanside, traveling up the coast.
Living in a fantasy land.
Another port town. Have you ever imagined being able to drop your son off for his freshman year at college?
I tried to build it.
Of course you did.
I don't like this guy.
Picture the power of 50,000 Commonwealth workers helping to make that vision a reality. Think what you could accomplish then.
Maggie's not gonna fall for this shit.
Yeah, I just don't. Again. And then you see a look on his face like that.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Fuck this guy.
Now I'm not sure what the fuck.
Shit. Oh shit. That axe was pretty badass.
Whoa, she was... What the hell? How did no one else get hit? What the hell?
Right.
That's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, a little bit.
Imagine not having to deal with this every time that alarm goes off. I know there's a lot to consider, but then look around. We need this.
I know.
Formation! Let's go!
Maggie's been smiling a lot. She seems happy.
When she's with her people. When she's with them, with Commonwealth, she's not. She is sus.
Remember, they're always watching. Got me?
Yeah. Left face, forward march.
Yeah, that eyebrow.
The Hilltop's going to pass on your offer.
Can I ask why?
Because, like you said, everything costs something.
Yep, and I cannot afford to give you what you want.
I think a lot of that is seeing Daryl get in formation.
True. Like Daryl, of all people.
Yeah. I mean, she was skeptical from the start, but I think seeing that kind of just set her off even more.
I let Hornsby get inside my head. It was an infiltration of the most epic proportions. He is a snake.
Like a worm.
I let an imposter into my heart and my home. I let her read my manuscript.
You let her read it?
I thought she was you.
I know, but Eugene, after all that time we spent together, everything we told each other, how could you not know it wasn't me?
Blinded.
Yeah.
Figured out a long time ago that I'm not like most folks. I got used to rejection, PDQ. Didn't even realize it was rejection some of the times, but suffice it to say it happened a fair amount. So there was a part of me that always wondered if our connection was all in my head. But when I got here and she didn't push me away, so badly wanted this to be real, and subtle cues escape me sometimes. I never meant to hurt you, Max. But my intent does not excuse my impact. How can I make this up to you? Will you allow me to try?
I like that. My intent does not excuse my impact.
Did something actually work out for him?
Judith. I'm leaving, Maggie.
Shit.
Some others will come up with me. And you should too. You need to be careful who you trust. You also have to know when to ask for help. It's harder than it has ever been, and it doesn't have to be. I respect the hell out of you, but I can't do this anymore.
It's a lot.
I mean, do you doubt, like...
I don't blame her.
Blame him at all?
I don't blame her at all. No.
Like, even if you don't have a full level of trust and that's presented to you and you feel the way that she does, you gotta go, right?
I'm going to pretend that you were doing this for the good of the Commonwealth rather than for yourself.
I was doing this for you.
You've been ambitious our whole lives, Lamb. Ambition is notoriously hard to implement, so if you want to try and make it work, fine. But if your job at home starts to suffer, there will be consequences.
Like what?
Commonwealth always comes first.
Exile.
Right. He is gonna draw walkers in like an asshole. Oh, or maybe he wanted to blow off some steam? I thought he was trying to start shit for Hilltop.
Or for Pamela trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Aren't you okay?
A+. Everything's fine.
Uh.
On board. In fact, we're going to bring even more people in. We are going to remake the world.
This dude feels like he's lost it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like, I mean, even just Pamela in that episode felt like she was living in a fairy tale.
Yeah.
I want to go hunting. She had a little hunting outfit. She was at the beach hanging out.
With her pedicure
It's
toes.
like she doesn't, and I feel like, I said this a little bit ago. Like, it feels dangerous to ignore the reality of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fucking walkers walking around everywhere, dude.
it's just I just don't know what. I don't know. I just don't know what's happening. I know there's something up. I know there's something that's just questionable. There's no way this is just cookie cutter. Oh, just come join us and everything's cool. Like,
no, I feel like it's just like the Saviors. You have to pay a price for protection.
right. I mean, it's like an official, more formal version of what Negan had going on.
Yeah.
Where there's a clear class of citizens within. It's just these are actual politicians who have actually built a society versus what, I mean, Negan didn't exactly have the most high-tech facility to live in, but it essentially feels like the same thing, just with a smile on your face and not a threat of killing one of your people if you join us type
I
of
don't
thing.
know what happens behind closed doors.
Well, I mean, Negan and the Sabers were very upfront about what they're...
100%.
It's like, you die, you work for us, this is what happens. This feels way more sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the sense that it feels like it's a giant facade.
I would like to know how she survived this long. What was she doing when the apocalypse first hit?
She was in politics and probably just had money and the right people around, and
I just saw a spider on the wall.
who knows?
And it's crawling. Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's up there.
Yucky.
Yeah, I mean, the right people who have the right people around them, I feel like in the moment of the apocalypse feels like they're well taken care of. And I feel like she's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm having a hard time just connecting to the story because I don't really have an answer why.
Yeah.
It's just kind of slow. I don't know. I like a good long form story.
That's what she said.
It's just there's something lacking, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm still engaged in it because I'm curious to where it goes. Like, what is ultimately going to happen? What is their big play?
Yeah.
And again, we gotta go back to the original time jump where Daryl showed up in uniform talking to Maggie.
I think that's later.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're
in the middle of the time jump.
Okay. I was like,
They're kind of they gave us the episode, they gave us a giant time jump, and then they came
went
back and now they're filling the gap.
okay.
So clearly something happens to where Daryl needs to show up, and act tough with Maggie. And I feel like Daryl is legitimately the thing that kind of put it over the top for Maggie to make the decision to say no.
Yeah.
I think she was still kind of like teetering with the idea.
But
ultimately,
if you can put your thumb down on Daryl,
right,
shit is wrong.
If you could get Daryl to walk in formation, then I feel like Maggie's just like, that's a steep price to pay. I'd rather have my freedom and risk these walkers out here, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, that's definitely what Rosita was discussing with Eugene about the freedom to just come and go as you please.
Right. And even just the talk with Mercer and Daryl talking about, oh, you were one of the leaders here? It's like, yeah, we all were. What did you do before all this? It doesn't matter. Like, we all just worked together to make it all work. Yeah. And it's funny having that conversation with someone who like lives in Commonwealth, and it seemed like such a shock. Like, oh, you didn't have like super structure. Like, they tried to create structure, but that didn't work. And it's like, once you start bringing in laws and like and a group of people making the laws and the decisions, that's when shit started to fall apart for them.
Treating people like they're less than.
Right. Like, Daryl's like, we all were. Like, it's like, yeah, I was one of the leaders, but yeah, all of us just kind of did what we were supposed to do and made it work. It's interesting because I don't know how long Mercer's been there. It seems like they've been there for a while.
Right.
But it's almost like the reality of the world they live in is just completely lost on all of them.
Yes, I agree.
It's like, wait, what do you mean you guys all work together? You didn't have like this crazy structure and like leader and trickle down kind of stuff? That's not how it worked. And yeah, I just think Maggie seeing that really kind of just was like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
The price is too high.
I feel bad for her because it was sold really well and she's losing people now.
Yeah.
So
that's real shitty. But I mean, I get it. You're tired. You don't want to have to do this anymore. I get it.
Been at it for a long time. I mean, Maggie, now that Negan is out of the picture, Maggie seems so much happier.
Yeah, that's true.
She was smiling a lot. Like, there were a lot of smiles in that episode with Maggie. But again, I can't get like a good grasp on where this is going exactly. I know it's something bad. We can't be building towards nothing. Like, we're building towards something.
Something bad. Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where it's probably going to build to the moment where like Daryl shows up, and then it's going to be like a cliffhanger or something.
You think that's going to be in these episodes or the next group of episodes?
I don't know. I hope we get that. I hope we get a conflict. There's like no conflict. There's like
a brewing, but we haven't reached the climax of the conflict.
It's been a few episode just slow build, like dealing with like Eugene is killing it, but like this love story thing is kind of like slow burning too. Like, everything that we're dealing with so far in this part 2 has just been like a slow burn, and it's like, okay, like, I don't know if that's my problem, but if it was super compelling, I don't think I'd have a problem with slow burns, because we've watched plenty of shows with slow burns in the story that I absolutely loved and was super patient for. There's just something, I don't know, this is the last season too. That might be a part of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is the last group of episodes that we're getting of The Walking Dead.
Give me something good.
Something. So, yeah, I don't know. I see your guys' comments, and I know that there is some kind of disconnect with the story overall, and even in the episode, there was a lot of questions about like Eugene and just his cluelessness about the whole situation. And like, she even asked him, like, how could you know it wasn't me after all the conversations we had? And it's like, for him just to play dumb about it, it's kind of like...
I mean, he's used to dealing with rejection. He didn't get rejected by her.
Yeah.
He was willing to overlook things because he was blinded by the thought of having a partner for life.
Right. But did he admit that it wasn't her? That he knew? I mean, he had to have known. He can't be that blind.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's a really smart dude, super observant, and yeah, I mean, I guess just the love blinding him. Just, he's like, I don't give a fuck who this is. I'm sleeping in the same bed with her. We're good. I don't care if it's the girl I was talking to all those hours or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it, I guess. I just, again, it just feels like one of those, like, I don't know, it kind of feels like weak writing in a sense for someone like Eugene, who's so observant, but at the same time, again, he was an easy target. So I guess whatever you're willing to believe there, whatever. It's that story is dragging.
Yeah.
I guess is the right word. It's like, where is that building to? Like, obviously they're connecting again.
Yeah.
So is she gonna like drop a bomb? Like, she doesn't have any information on anything. So she's not gonna be able to reveal like what the plan is with Pamela Milton and all that shit. She's just an assistant.
Unless she does know something that we don't know that she knows that she knows.
Maybe. Who knows?
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Me neither.
But yeah, I'm just, I'm struggling a little bit with just connecting with the whole Commonwealth story. I want something to play out, and it feels obvious that something will. It's just a matter of when.
Yep.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, y'all. You guys leave your comments down below. We'll see you guys later for the next one. Have a good one. Bye.